refresh again, but it's not working. Ah, live now, got it.
Yeah.
So should I just use that to? Okay. Are you ready to post the link?
Yeah, check the quality of the stream first. If you give us a second, I just need to reset next.
Oh, there is a lot of latency to that.
Yeah, it will be. There'll be a good minute.
What are we going to do then?
Well, it's live
Exactly.
now.
Okay. So I'm going to need to what volume turn down?
The volume on the simulator.
Well, I'm hearing myself twice now.
Yeah, you need to just turn your volume down. On the videos.
On the videos?
Yeah, so the videos you're watching. So the live stream you're watching, you need to turn the volume off on them completely.
Oh, okay, okay.
You need to turn the volume off on them.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, then, so can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, now how do we tell if we've got one watcher? All right, okay. So I guess we just listen. Let's just hang out for a minute and let's do some flying. Let's get a few people.
You can join online. I'll create a session.
Say what?
You can join online. I'll create a session.
Me?
Yeah, you can join on your PC.
Do I load next up?
Yeah.
I didn't know we could do this. This is cool.
Yeah, this is how we get the outline of the general concept of how it works. So when you join the session, I can spectate you as if I was spectating one of the competitors.
Is that right?
And then it goes onto the live stream.
So I've got neXt open. Where do I go from now? Online.
Yeah.
And Europe, where we're going to go into the lobby. Where are we at?
Yeah.
neXt live.
neXt live. Yeah.
Here you go. Right. Okay. So we're live. Right. This is where everyone gets to see how shit I am. I'll tell you what. Right. Let's
spectating you now.
Is the world? Is people spectating us? Sorry.
Yeah. This is live stream now.
You're live now. Yeah, that's right. Shit.
Yeah. Just waiting on the catching up. There we go.
Yes.
Nice.
Look, everyone. Fucking TikTok.
Nice and smooth.
Smooth as a Cadillac. Oops. Oops. How many people we got so far?
I can't see. I've just got the live chat open. That's it.
How do we see if there's anybody? Because the thing is, we need to obviously get cracking on this. There's people who've got questions to ask.
Yeah.
So should we have another couple of minutes on the sim and then just and then see if we've got any questions or see if we have that chat?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, what happened there? Was that you, Si?
That was you. You crashed.
No.
No, I changed it over to a different pilot.
Is that right?
Got Marek Kuniki.
Yeah, baby. Uh-huh. Shake that booty, shake that booty. So you got some ideas, have we, Si?
Yes, we do.
Do you know what? How many sims have you tried since starting Helliers? Which was what? 8 years ago? 10 years ago?
10 years ago. Started with Aerofly Pro. Moved on to Real Flight 4.5. 3.5 to up to 4.5, and then I switched to Phoenix for a couple of years.
Did we all, mate?
Yeah, and then I come across good old neXt.
neXt started out as a real outsider, didn't it? I mean, it was like the dark, it was in the dark matter in the distance. You heard about it, but nobody knew about it, and it was. I thought it was just going to be one of those like kind of flight sims you used to get stuck to the front cover of RC Heli magazine once in a while. You know what I mean? Like the free sample. Yeah. But you know what? It really did grow, didn't it? And I was using accuracy at the time, and I saw this thing like develop, and a lot of like the people I trusted and respected in the industry, you know, they were all turning to a lot of people were turning to the neXt sim. So you know, I kind of came on board, and that's how we kind of met, wasn't it? So yeah. It was, you know, Si's been a massive help. I mean, you know, from a technical point of view, knowing this sim. There's me with the agile, by the way. Knowing this sim sort of inside outside, it's been a lifesaver. And setup's so important, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And getting a flight sim set up is equally, or if not harder than a real heli. Some say. Would you agree?
It just depends on on this. It's trial and error. It's just a matter of moving the sliders about and seeing what does what, and then working from that. So pitch response, starting at the lowest, going to the highest, and seeing what the effect it does have, and finding the setting in the middle that works for you. You know, like the default models are pretty decent in some cases. Some of them are not the best, but in most cases they are pretty good. I'd recommend if you're starting out to just start on the medium settings on all of the models and tuning from there. I can show you the menus here. This is my setup for a Gaui NX7, and as you can see, all of the things that are in yellow are things that I have changed. So I've changed quite a lot on this model. Like nearly all of the settings have been changed.
And you've really been with neXt. I mean, literally from the get-go, right? I mean, you're one of the first early adopters of it, weren't you?
Yeah, I was like one of the very first people to start flying it and producing videos about it and getting the word about it spread about. You know, I've been involved in a lot of the development of it, of testing in it. You know, taking no credit away from Klaus, the owner. He's, you know, did a brilliant job and does, you know, most of this simulator all on his own, if not all of it on his own.
Yeah.
You know, he does a really good job of, you know, making it realistic. And it's developed so much, like since I first started using it, and obviously with your help and, you know, with Klaus's help, there's loads of sort of development work gone on. But what we're basically sort of coming to is the fact that this is now at a position and a place where the technology exists that you can actually do something quite unique with it, something which has taken the world by storm. And of course, we all know that to be online gaming. Now, the quality aspect of the neXt simulator is achievable, and it's 4K, isn't it, Simon? Tell us a little bit about how you achieve the realistic quality now, neXt, you know, in the online platform. like the quality of the simulator, like most people will fly it in 1080p on 1080p screens, and at 1080p it's really nice, etc. But like, I have a vision for the simulator and to what to do with the simulator in the moment, and that's a competition. You know, I see a lot of people wanting to compete but can't get to events. The cost of going to events, the cost of entering events, etc., the cost of staying at events, camping, etc., hotels. And you know, I'd like to bring everybody together internationally. They never have to leave the house. They can do all of their flying online. A lot of people today practice online, learn of all of their maneuvers and flying online. Everything I ever learned from a helicopter, with the exception of hovering, was done online. On a simulator. So it is realistic. You know, it's not perfect. It's not designed to be perfect. It's not designed to replace the real thing. It's designed to teach you the thumb memory and how to do moves, etc. That's the whole purpose of it. It's an environment you can push yourself in because you don't have to worry about crashing. You don't have to worry about the cost of smashing up a helicopter or anything like that. So it's a good place for everybody to bring what they've got, their skills, and compete against each other, and you know, hopefully make this a worldwide event so we can get a lot of people into it, and a lot of people from different nationalities all competing at the same time, all competing for the same prizes. And hopefully we can achieve that, you know, with getting the word out about this, and with what I'm doing right now, which is live streaming. And I'm live streaming this from my desktop, which is in 4K.
We'd love to know. Sorry to interrupt, Si. We'd love to know what your experiences is of what you see so far in terms of clearly not flying skill because I'm pants, but you know, in terms of the stream, are you hearing the audio? Are you getting grainy video? Are you getting stuttering? Just tell us what you're experiencing now, guys, if you can, and that will give us an idea on it to, you know, understand how it will be received. But the idea of putting a helicopter competition together, Si, online it's not a new concept. It's been talked about in certain circles for a long time. But the reason why it hasn't been really considered is in your opinion what? Mine, it's bandwidth, isn't it?
It's the bandwidth and the ability to record or live stream it at high quality. Like the live stream that you're watching now is like 1080p at 60 frames a second. It's smooth. It's, you know, it's good to watch. You're not going to miss anything if you know, they're not going to glitch out frames and you miss out on an entire move that somebody's just done or anything like that. It should be butter smooth no matter who I watch.
Yeah.
As long as the internet connection between us is, you know, okay, which in most cases it will be if you've got a broadband connection or a fiber connection. Then when I spectate you, so I'm going to spec somebody called Art. Hope he doesn't mind. And, you know, on the live stream, this should appear butter smooth.
Smooth as a Cadillac.
Exactly. So the idea of the whole concept of the idea is to stream the flights live on Facebook to the website. Got Mr. Sloan here. Give him a watch. Particular fan of his style. Like this should be watchable enough for an audience to judge the pilots. And the format that I propose, the format that I've got my eyes on, or whichever way you want to put it, is a knockout style format that is done blind to the audience. So the name above the pilot, I can remove that. I can remove any names from the screen. So the only thing that you see is a helicopter flying. And the idea is that the audience votes for their winning pilot out of a group of two people competing against each other.
It's based on pure skill.
Yeah, just skill and winning over the audience. The intention is to open this up to around 80 pilots, which will make out to be about an 11 to 12 hour stream. And the idea of that is it covers certain time, like different time zones, and allows an audience to be dynamic, so they can, you know, if the audience that votes you a winner in the morning and you come to do your flight in later on in a different round, the audience is going to be completely different from what watched you earlier on.
It gives a more objective view on your skills, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Like the whole idea is,
Better perspective.
yeah, and it's to impress the watching public, the fans of the hobby.
And the good thing about neXt is that the owner Klaus is on board with us on this one, and he wants to obviously do his bit to promote online, because this is the future. Regardless of it's a collab. It's not the future, but it's part of the future, isn't it? Esports is so big, and let's reach a global audience with realistic, flight simming capabilities. This thing is. This thing you can compete and feel comfortable competing because it looks so real.
Yeah.
And it flies so real.
Yeah.
And that's what barrier you guys and neXt have managed to overcome, and also technology. So we're at a point now where the world is crying out, that the industry, the spectators, the pilots are crying out for something they can take ownership of and become competitive without massive outlays, which I think will give a much more diverse spectrum of that hobby, opening out to a lot more people. And it's going to be done properly, isn't it? It is going to be done properly. There's going to be minimum spec requirements for machines. What would you say that would be, Si?
The minimum specs of the machines needed to run neXt is the ones on the website. I don't have them to hand at the moment, but they're not heavily demanding. If you can lower settings to make your system run better. You're aiming for 60 frames a second continuously. The idea, I could have done this in a format where everybody could join the lobby at the same time, but then if you put 80 people in a lobby at the same time, then it's going to be everybody has to be there all the time for the whole entire 10-11 hour stream, and that's just
it's not possible, is it?
Not possible, no. And the other problem is latency. With that amount of people in a lobby, it would cause really bad latency problems. I'd just say Darren Wooten there's posted. That's my system specs, Darren. That's the system that I use to live stream this at the moment, and what I use on my personal system at home. The latency would be a massive issue. It would cause big issues with frame rates. Even on a really powerful computer like mine, it still would cause issues. And it would cause issues with people running the game. So a lot of people would have issues running this game with 10 people in the lobby, because there's a lot going on and the graphics card starts to struggle.
There's no point doing that. Is there?
So the way I've worked it out is to be best is for me solely to be in the lobby, and for pilots to come in one at a time to do their flights.
Yeah.
That way there's only 2 pilots in the lobby. Latency should be at an absolute minimum, and frame rate should be constantly high, and the quality should be constantly high.
So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and run this like we would do any other international event, to a degree, right? There'll be live interactions. There'll be Q&As. There'll be a commentator. Myself will be there. So it'll be doing exactly like we would normally do at a show, but just giving people around the world the opportunity to actually fly in front of the world.
Hopefully an audience of thousands,
potentially, and as you say, an audience of thousands. So this is a great idea, Si. So well done for coming up with it. And when you came and talked to me about this, I was like really, really keen, because I think we need to bring our global audience together, and I think the quality is there, the bandwidth is there, and the ability to stream this. Now we can't do it via Facebook, can we? It's got to be through Twitch, or what do you think?
I'm not a fan of the quality that you can get through Facebook. It's 720p at 30 frames a second. It's not enough to show the fluidity of the sim or the fluidity of somebody's flight. So
we just stream it through YouTube like we're doing now, right?
Yeah, we can stream it through YouTube or Twitch TV, either.
But YouTube is the soundest platform. Everybody knows it, and the links the quality is going to be there, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, as you can see now from the live stream, I'm watching the live stream now on my phone, and the quality is really high. I can't see no reason why we can't stream it using this platform. I'm currently using the whole format now of live streaming somebody else flying. So, like you see, I've got Connor Sloan flying at the moment, and it should be smooth, and you should be able to see exactly what he's doing. I can zoom in on him. I can move out.
Now, let's just go back to the idea of this competition, because I know there's going to be a lot of people out there, getting like their ears are going, their hairs on the back of their necks standing up, thinking, "Shit, I can actually get involved with this." Yeah. Now, I can actually get an audio. I can actually have Carl Stacey watch me fly, because I guarantee Carl and all those top flight lads will all want to be seeing what's going on here. Absolutely sure of it, right? Otherwise, I'll eat my hat. Not that I own one, but I'll probably eat it anyway. But yeah, if we can get this open out to a lot of people across the world, and it's a genuine competition, and we're going to have sponsor banners in the background. It's going to be a whole new scenery for neXt. That's going to be bespoke to this competition, so it's going to look unique. It's going to look fresh. It's going to look like a proper competition. So obviously we're going to have a commercial aspect to it, because there are going to be sponsors out there who will want to be seen at an event like this, because it's going to be open out to so many tens of thousands of people. But we want to do this for the benefit of the industry and the pilots. So we're going to look for a subscription fee, an entry fee, right? And the sponsors, obviously neXt have been involved with this from the get-go. So neXt have got to be have got to be factored into what they want from this event. But it's not going to be something that will be extraordinary. It's for the benefit of the pilots. But we've got to give the pilots a prize fund, haven't we?
Yeah, what makes competitions what they are is, yes, you get to compete against people, etc., and you
that's
win
nice.
a trophy and whatnot. But it would be nice for pilots to fly against each other, and for something on the line. Make it worth their while to bring their A game. There's four. I intend for there to be 4 categories. We have sports, intermediates, advanced, and pros.
Yeah.
I intend to, at the moment, unless I can work out a better system so that it's run, so I can get more pilots in, I have to limit it to 80 entries, and that would be 20 per category. If there was more people wanting to enter sports than say a pro, then we could alter the numbers accordingly. But based on a numbers of 80 people, it would bring out a live stream of around 10 hours, based on around 15 minutes per couple to get their flying done, and for also public voting to be done, which will be done by watching the audience. We could do that by watching, doing polls, online polls, to see who wants to win, pilot A or pilot B, and then once the voting time is up, we can reveal who the pilots' names are and who is going to proceed. I've got the format pretty well sorted in that respect. Freestyle or flight and music, choice of the pilot. If they feel they can entertain more by doing just a freestyle, then so be it. If same goes, if they can do it for a music flight, it's their personal choice. We're looking for maybe October, November time to host this competition, just to give us time to get things sorted and fine polished. And
look at them two. Sorry. Connor Sloan's crashed and burned. Oh, he's come back now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got an agile. He wants to fight with an agile, do you, son? Oh, you want to fight me? Yeah? Say hello to my little friend. Say hello to my little friend. I always tell the truth, even when I'm lying, mother. I tell you what, I love the idea of it, Si, and I think it's great, and I'm an absolute supporter of it, because we've got to have a big push. We've got to get people back in this, and I tell you what, esports is massive. I'm at the weekend doing the ESL games at the NEC, and that's going to be streamed. And they reckon there's going to be, well, like six-figure people like watching viewer-wise. It's going to be mad. And I tell you what, this is something that I think I love doing, and if I could compete on this, I would. And I think if I feel comfortable doing this, I would enter. I really would.
I think a lot of people would like to enter. Hence the idea. I think there's no excuse not to participate.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
how do you pick out if we get 8,000 people, showing interest? How do you pick 80?
Well, that's a problem that we might come across, but
I have lightly, but I mean, you never know. I mean,
I have ideas for making it bigger. It would involve the help. I would require help from other people. An idea is that there can be a US stream, there can be a European stream, an Asian stream, streams A's, B's, C's, which can be all hosted from different people's computers. I can get if there is the numbers, I can figure out a way of making more spaces available for people. But
in the essence, let's not. This is very early days.
I don't want to overdo it. Like,
I mean, this is not.
I think small 80 people is more than enough worldwide. It deals with several time zones, and there's a lot of people use this simulator. It would be a matter of first come first serve. I can't think of any better system, to be honest.
There is only one way system, and that is it, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
So, end of October.
Yeah,
is realistic.
Yeah.
But obviously, I mean, if it sponsors, we've got to try and raise a prize fund for the pilot, simple as, and we want to do it as fairly, as absolutely we can. But there is only so much space on the screen. So clearly, if there are sponsors who kind of want to take the punt on it like we are in many respects, then kind of get in touch with us, because I'm sure there's been a space on screen we can get, and if we can do that, then obviously there's more room for prize money for the pilots. That's the plan, right?
Like, we want to give the people that are participating a chance to win something.
That's right.
The more the better, because more places can receive a prize.
I was blade scraping then. Sorry, mate. Go on.
But yeah, the more that people get behind it, the better it is for everybody involved. Like, I'd be putting in a lot of hours. Nick himself would be putting in a lot of hours. It would be a lot of work sitting there for 10 hours live streaming. Pilot after pilot after pilot after pilot. But
welcome to my world.
Yeah, but this is a lot easier than booking a location, finding a suitable location for a real competition, booking the location, making sure that all fees are going to be paid for, etc. Toilet hire, events, things like stereo systems and lighting, etc. This, it all costs, and it's what makes events expensive.
Yeah, but it's also, let's be honest, let's not take away from the fact that live events are just outstanding.
Live events, provide that
real life
spectacle. Yes, they have their place.
Yeah.
But here in the UK, it's coming to the off season. It starts getting dark at 4 o'clock in the evening. Flying times, not very often. Weekend kind of job when we all work during the week. So, it's a good way for people to, practice. Most people practice on their sims during the winter time, etc. So why not have a competition during the winter that everybody can participate in?
Makes total sense, dude. Because, hey, I don't know about you. I'm in Birmingham in the UK, and obviously Europe North. It's raining heavily outside, right? It's pitch black, and I'm flying in the sunshine.
Yeah. I mean, everybody would love to have another competition towards the end of the year, and to make it a really big night fly, a huge, massive night flying competition. But that's just not going to happen, because in the UK we have UK rain, we have UK wind, and we have, cold. Nobody wants to fly when their fingers are falling off. So, the idea of sitting in your own home, choice of your own music on, a beer by your side, you know,
You
it's
just described my life.
yeah. I can't see no reason why it shouldn't, work out, and why anybody that participates in it can't have a lot of fun.
Got to put the fun back into flying, mate. Not, the fun back into the pilot first. So let's take away the stress of getting to an event, and let's bring it online in your living rooms, on your giant screens, on your 4K TVs, and you'll be able to fly with your peers. And there will be a live audience, won't there? That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
But over the whole stream, as we said before, the live audience won't be the same live audience all the time. But remember, each pilot is judged by the viewing public, right?
Yeah.
So all of the people who have checked in online and it will be broadcast live on YouTube, which is actually the best format, the best place for it.
Yeah, it is.
Because you can pretty much guarantee the bandwidth.
Yeah.
So it's the only place for it. So you get to fly in front of a genuine audience, online audience, albeit, but they vote for you, and you are anonymous until the end of both flights. So it's a head-to-head knockout, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, head-to-head knockout, back-to-back flights. Flight A is flight B, and then a poll will be begin online, which will last around 5 minutes.
So think of five-a-side football.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a five-a-side football. No, it's two performances. So when you enter a group, if you get put into, say, advanced class, you'll be joined by 20 other pilots in that same class. The classes will be determined by your flying skills. If needs be, you can come and demonstrate them on neXt to me, and I'll put you in an appropriate class for your flying skill. From there, once we get them 20 names for advanced class, for example, we put them into a number generator or a name generator, and we draw them against each other randomly.
That's the way it's got to be.
Yeah, they don't know who they're competing against, and the audience doesn't know who they're competing, who's competing, so they don't know the names of the pilots. All they can see is the flight itself, and they'll be labelled Flight A and Flight B. They'll be done consecutively, one after each other. Like you see, flights to music or freestyle, personal choice. Once them flights have been completed, I'll open up an online poll with, two options, A or B. Whoever gets the most votes is the winner. Then,
and of course, all that's transparent, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So no one can ever sort of say, "Oh, it was rigged," or I don't think the rush scores were right. You are judged by you're absolutely judged by your peers.
You're judged by the people watching.
By your peers. Simple as that.
And for a lot of pilots that a lot of pilots that want to compete, or they want to get on that shoreline. A lot of people want that opportunity to show their stuff, to get out there and do it. But again, competitions aren't always accessible to everybody that wants to go. Whereas this is accessible to anybody that has computer and internet connection. Whether you don't have to have the simulator to participate. You can participate by being an audience member and voting. That's the whole idea, is that the heli community, that you're judged by the heli community.
That's right. That's why this is a pure, it's a pure form of entertainment, of drama, of competition and audience participation. I think it all, although it's VR, it's not right. So but it is in a way, and that's what's good about it. It's the next best thing, and I'm just pouring myself a brand. So yeah, I think it's awesome, and we're doing really well. I think I'm getting a lot of buzz already from people that I've just mentioned it to. I'm getting messages as we speak here. I can see my phone going crazy. Who knows, But anyway, we're just really just opening it out to people, just to sort of spread the word and spread the idea around. Now we've kind of put it out there a little bit now, and so hopefully people will get together and sort of think about how they would want to be involved, and just get in touch with me or Simon, and those everyone's views will be listened to, won't they?
Yeah, like it's a competition for the pilots.
Yeah.
Like I am a pilot, and I'll not be able to compete myself because I'll be running the live stream. But you know, uh, I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to give this a go. It's just a matter of getting the word out there and getting the pilots behind it, get the community behind it. It is possible. It's just dependent on you guys. Whether depending on guys watching and guys participating. The technicality side of it, I've got most of that worked out. There's just no reason it can't work, other than the community not getting involved, and I don't think that's going to happen. It's something that I think all of us can benefit from.
We've talked about this idea, me and you, for a while.
Yeah.
And I know I've had conversations with other people of similar ilk to yourselves, Si, over the years, just about I see helicopter competitions. What do we do, and where do they go, and what's the next step? And the word simulator has always kind of been whispered about, but I don't think anybody really had the confidence that we'd got the right technology to deliver it and the right infrastructure to deliver it. We do it fairly, transparently, and with an outcome. Now we are at that stage, aren't we?
Yeah, but I'm
absolutely at that
demonstrating
stage.
now live online that the whole concept behind the idea of watching people stream and making it watchable for an audience is perfectly possible. It's running perfectly smooth now, and I have confidence it can run perfectly smooth for the amount of time that is needed. Technology's come on a long way. There's no reason why you cannot watch this in high quality. There's no reason you can't enjoy this. We can come up with, it's not going to be exactly entertaining just streaming 10 hours of this all day. So, we can come up with some things to do in the meantime. Maybe get some vendors involved and have a raffle, and fill in the time in between, etc. Between the flights. There's a million ways to make this productive for everybody involved and for the community as a whole. There's no reason this couldn't be an annual event that's held once a year. For all of those people that maybe didn't get a chance to go to the big events that happen throughout the year. Maybe this is one event that everybody can attend.
And of course, the offset is it's not for real, but it's the next best thing.
Yes.
And it's as simple as that. We all get conversations from people all across the world who love to attend the events. We're lucky, we do have a lot of good events in Europe and UK, but there are a lot of people out there, a heck of a lot of pilots who just simply can't make it to the events.
Yeah.
And to see things in real time and see the event and the competition taking place in real time, that's a big draw for people. I think it's going to be a big incentive for people. So what do you reckon? I mean, we can't talk figures yet because I know already I'm getting messages asking me loads of questions, say about what's going to happen with the judging. Well, I think we've already answered that question.
Yeah.
What's the payment going to be? What's the payment going to be on the entry? Well, again, we don't know that as such, really, but we've got a rough idea. Have you, Si?
Not yet, no, because we've got a lot to work out, hence the competition being in the end of October, November time. This is not something that can be arranged in the space of 24 hours. It will take us time to organise everything and get it the best it can be. There's no sense in rushing it and making a mess of it. I'm going to be putting in a lot of time into making this as high quality as, and as smooth as possible. No, that's going to take some time to sort out. So,
and we're also going to make a contribution to a charity, right?
Yeah, that is where we want the vast majority of pilot entry to go. Is we want to contribute towards a charity. That charity is undecided yet. Maybe the community as a whole can decide on that. obviously using some of the big international charities as examples, like Oxfam, etc., the British Red Cross, etc. But I would like a charitable side to it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I would like for any potential commercial sponsors to be involved, to have to have a time to have their team pilots who use neXt to have demo slots maybe. One thing about neXt is, I don't know if you can see at the bottom of the screen, but there's a set of transmitter sticks, and not only can you get to watch their flights, you can also get to watch their sticks live as they're doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of pilots would like to pass on their knowledge, and watching people do their competition flights and how they move the sticks, etc., is a good thing for the audience, people who are watching, people who are participating. There's simulators are there as tools to learn, and watching the best do what they do is, I can't think of any better learning process than seeing the moves live on the sticks there.
Well, there is another simulator who's trying to do that at the moment, but there are. Did you know about? You obviously know about SimStick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, SimStick. I mean, they got their crowdfunding, but I've not heard anything about that since. But this is not like that. This is completely different, isn't it? You're seeing the pilot doing this live. It's not pre-recorded. It's
the simulator is like real life. There is no way of cheating it. You have to make the stick movements or it crashes. It's as simple as that. It's exactly the same principle in real life. You move the sticks or you crash. It's as simple as that.
Talking about that very quickly. We were talking about in this competition, is to have a rule that if you crash within the first 10 seconds, you get a refly.
Yeah.
Apart from that, no refly, because you can't claim you get out of jail card, because unless we set failures, these things will just fly forever and a day, won't they?
Yeah. It puts everybody on a level playing field. I intend to give everybody a chance to get their settings all set up the way they want. The helicopter of their choice throughout the whole entire neXt collection. I'll go through them now and just show you, all of the models that are available. Yeah,
let's do that.
Yeah, so we've got like the TRX 700, 800 DFC Pro, there's Align 700X there, the 700 Dominator top. We have a night flying Align. Maybe we'll look at a night flying competition aspect to it. We've got the Align 700 Pro DFC, the original Align 700E, limited edition, the 600 Pro DFC, the 550L, the 550 Pro DFC, the 500L, I think it is. That one is.
We got a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of helis there. There's many different brands to choose from. A lot of the brands are represented there. Maybe there's another aspect that we could add to this. I'd like to keep it about this first event about helicopters, but
who's none? That's got to be someone.
Let's have a look. Is he flying good?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
We like none.
None's landed.
He's gone.
No, he's gone. He's gone.
There's none. Who are you, none? I think I might know who that is.
And see, I like the whole aspect of. I know from the style of that person flying. I know. Who
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It might have something to do with the helicopter.
I think that's Rachel Plant.
Yeah, Rachel Plant. Yeah.
Could be.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the same person as responsible for that helicopter he's flying. And yeah. I've recognised one or two of them moves. Hello, Mr. Stacey.
Yeah. He is unaccurate, yeah.
Yeah, he can hide, but he can't hide his flying style.
That's right, exactly. Yeah.
And that's another respect. That's another thing you can add to. That adds to it, really, is the fact that it's blind. You might be able to recognise some people by their flying style. You might not.
Do you recognise my flying style, Si?
Yeah, I just look out for crashes every 5 seconds.
You bastard. Oh, what, like that?
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah,
So great. I mean, super idea. Absolutely up for it. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be awesome, mate. Because it kind of ticks all the boxes. Because there's now the technology out there, and it's going to be, as we just said, it's going to be anonymous. Nobody be able to see who is or know who's flying,
yeah,
and the audience get to vote for for their favorite. And it's a very simple poll on Facebook. You just go straight from your YouTube channel to your Facebook tab, and then click on either A or B.
yeah,
And it's the same through the four classes of sport, intermediate, pros, and sponsored. Is that right?
yeah. You're all judged by the audience.
Yeah. So the higher up the tree, the more chance you have really of knowing the pilot as such globally. So that adds another dimension to the excitement, in all honesty.
Yeah,
And what we got to try and work out is, as we said before, pilots would love to come on, do this just for the kudos of kind of winning it. But
yeah,
if we can just drive that extra little bit of excitement and that little bit of incentive, then putting a monetary value to it, again, nobody's gonna commit to what that will be right now. It depends on several factors. But if we can monetize it and then drive that desire to win a little bit higher, then I think everybody's got a chance of coming out good on this one.
yeah.
So we're going to end of September is going to be we're going to kind of give some information about by the end of September, but it's going to be the event is going to be towards the end of October.
Yeah. October, November time. By the time that we finalize how we want it to go. What was that? Sorry.
I've just smashed myself in the face.
Ah.
Don't want to do that. Safety line, Nick. Safety line. Safety line. So it's going to be like a real helicopter competition, is it?
Yeah, there's going to be a flight line. You cannot fly behind yourself, etc. You can't just go wild and fly where you like. There is a flight line. It will be structured a lot like a competition. The only being is that all pilots are even in the respect that they can fly whatever machine they want, whatever setup they want, as long as it's realistic. It's no real value in somebody doing 500 backflips a second because they've changed the settings on neXt to do so, or they've got a pyro rate like the speed of sound. It's not going to make any spectacle or anything like that. It's got to be a realistic setup. It's got your flying's got to be. It doesn't have to be realistic because there is things you can do on the sim that you can't do in real life, for example. But that's the idea of a sim is it's pure creation. It's whatever you can think of in your head. You've got no limitation. You don't have to worry about, having the right batteries or having the right motor or having the right ESC or, it's just a chance for pilots to just relax and be pilots. Yeah,
that's right.
Show us what you got. You know what I mean? Like the moves, everything's just as technical on here, and many things on here are a lot harder on here than they are in real life. So there's a certain difficulty element to adapting your real life routines to the simulator. There's a whole new elements to it that aren't there with the real competition thing. I'm not promising a spectacle as good as the real competitions, but I'm confident I can give a spectacle that's good enough for you to understand exactly what's going on, for you to watch what's going on in perfect detail without the hassle of traveling and being able to for everybody worldwide to participate in one go. That's the idea.
Do we get to have a party after?
Yeah, we'll all jump on like Skype and we'll all get drunk.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The winners of the groups have to sing.
That's a good twist. We like that. All right. Well, listen. It's good. It's good to kind of get this out there. Si and I will be working closely in many respects. And Si, I want to say thanks, mate. Seriously, Si's been a great help on website today. Website's now up and running. It's all the W's are nickjohnson.com. Nick spelled without the C, of course. So nickjohnson.com. Yeah, there's a bit of stuff on there. But Si, should we kind of call it quits now? I guess we'll ask people to message either of us to get more information. We'll probably set up a little Facebook page for this. So just watch out for that. So we'll be posting stuff on that. Again, it's still low level. It's still not fully decided. It's just an idea that Simon wanted to put out there, and I said I'd play a part in that. I want to be part of it, and I want to help Si, and I want to help the community. So we're really just kind of opening this out to you guys. We welcome your thoughts and comments. Everything will be taken on board and considered. But I think it's pretty much a go. So, clearly we want to try and invest time in getting sponsors, because there'll be sponsorship on screen. We want to try and raise as much money as we can for the charity, and of course for the pilot fund. So the more help we can get, the better. So anyway, we want to say thanks everybody for watching. And then again, get in touch with us either through myself or Si. And I think we'll have, as I say, a Facebook page knocked up within a week or so. So bear with us. I hope you've enjoyed this and give you a little insight. It's just another twist to the hobby, isn't it, Si? It's another angle.
Yeah, it is. Just
innovating
using technology.
Yeah. So if you don't innovate, you evaporate. That's what they say. Who's this Lawrence going straight to my camera? Who's that crazy badass mofo?
It's like, look at me.
Yeah, I'm here. Look at me. Comment on me. Is that Lawrence? I don't know. Anyway, listen, we'll rock and roll now. We're going to stay on the sim. Actually, we'll open one of the. We'll keep this lobby open. Yeah. So if you want to come and fly with us, go ahead, and we'll have a little Q&A on the sim if anybody wants to join in. So we'll knock it off now, Si, shall we?
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah. All the best, everybody. Keep the questions coming. Thanks.